So, in the right on the border of two northern countries, in a kind of a small box valley at the in the valley of four neighboring hills lies Oak Valley. Daoji, you uh, part ways with your, or you as you near this town, you part ways with your merchant caravan and head into this town, since this is where the man you were looking for was said to be. As you pass through, you can see as you pass along some of the farms. Some of the farms seem to be overgrown. You can see there are boards on some of the windows. And as you ride further into town, you can see this is true for some of the buildings. It seems like some people have abandoned the town as of pretty recently. But as you ride into town, you can see there's, as you'd expect, an inn at the center. And you can see you passed a mill on the way in. You can see a blacksmith and some other things. Anywhere in particular you'd like to head to as you roll in?
Um, do I see anybody out on the streets?
You see one man leaving the inn and heading out towards the out back towards the mill.
I'm gonna walk over near the inn. I'm gonna call out, "You there? Hold a moment."
He turns, looks at you with a just blank expression, says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Bother you? I just wanted to ask. This place seems recently deserted. Is there a reason?
He shrugs and says, "Oh, things are going quite well in our town, I would like to say. Some people just up and move. Not much to be said for it."
Look, but I don't press the issue further. I thank him for his time, and I'm gonna head into the inn.
All right, and as you walk in, you can see the song isn't quite as what I thought it would be, but it's all right. Um, the As you walk in, you can see a handful of people in the inn. As you roll in, it's kind of starting to get to be about 5 or 6 in the evening, and you see there is an older gentleman behind the table, serving up a couple of drinks, and a spattering of farmers here and there on the in the tables.
All right, I'll head up to the bartender. Off what's left in my gourd. Drinking through it on a long journey here. I'm gonna set it on the table and I say, "You mind filling that up with something strong?"
He smiles and says, "Yes, I think I can do that for you, young man." Grabs and he grabs a bottle of ale and fills it out for you, before handing it back and saying, "Oh, what brings you by our little humble town?"
I'm here on a little business.
"Oh, not too many businessmen come through these parts."
Not. This town actually looks a little abandoned. Is there something going on around here? Any interesting things?
He says, "Well, some of the younger folks say our town's cursed, but I don't put too much stock into that."
What way are they saying?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Cursed in what way are they saying?
"Well, you know how they go. They think some of the folk act a bit strange and all, but I'd say it's just their superstition getting a hold of them."
Oh, maybe so. Uh, Name of the guy that I'm here for?
Let me look at that real quick. It was Samuel.
Halfling man.
Yeah.
I lean forward and I say, I'm actually here looking for named Samuel. Do you know him?
Oh, what's he look like?
Uh, short. Maybe has a squeaky voice, possibly.
Let's see if he knows anything.
Maybe he got a few drinks and skipped out on you because that seems to be his go-to.
Well, there was a halfling man. I think he's squatting in one of the houses out, one of the old farmhouses out on the outskirts of town.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
really
know
helpful.
if that's your Samuel or not, but you can check that out.
Appreciate it. Last thing, if I need to come back, do you have any rooms available here?
Oh, we've got plenty.
If I need to stay the night, then I'll come back. How much do I owe you for the drinks?
Oh, I'll just call it 5 silver pieces.
Silver to a gold, right?
10
What is
silver
it?
to a gold.
All right. I'm gonna take my gourd, wrap it around my arm, and I nod to him, and I'm gonna head out. Any interesting people in the inn?
Let me check.
Golden exclamation points over their heads.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. Where is it?
You don't see anyone that stands out to you, but a lot of the farmers and people who are in here, it's you find it to be quite quiet for an inn room in the evening, and the way they're drinking and eating seems a bit stiff.
Of course. I'm already under the impression that this place is actually cursed. But that's gonna have to wait. First order of business, I'm gonna go out to the outskirts that the innkeep described and check out the squatter houses, see if I can find my halfling.
All right. All right. So, go ahead and roll an investigation check just to see how long it'll take you to find this guy.
Oh well.
7. Takes you a little bit as you go kind of searching house to house. It's the last one you find. You see, as you approach one of them, you see a pair of eyes looking through the pair of eyes looking through some of the boards in the windows. And when you approach, they vanish.
This has to not be the first town that I've encountered like this. I've been traveling far and wide to all sorts of different towns. This pretty casual as he's walking around, taking drinks every now and then.
Okay.
Doesn't really bother him too much.
So, how do you approach the farmhouse?
You said I see eyes from the farmhouse that I'm going to?
Yeah, they just kind of dart back inside as you
Um,
start to approach it.
just casually walk up. I feel no need to exert myself here. I take a drink, casually saunter my way up to the front door, and I'll knock twice.
You knock twice and the door kind of swings open. It doesn't seem to be, as you look, it doesn't seem like it even has a latch on it anymore.
Uh, I'll lean forward a little bit and I'll say,
What do you say?
"Hello."
Okay, so as you lean forward, you as you lean forward, you hear the twang of a string and the thud as an arrow hits, or as a bolt hits the door next to you. And immediately
Can
you
I?
see the halfling man holding a crossbow that's kind of large for him immediately drop it and throw his hands up, saying,
Okay.
"No, no, no! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt
Just for last, I want to spend a key to catch the bolt.
me!" Okay, so as the bolt's flying easily enough, you just snatch it out of the air, and this his eyes go even wider at this.
And I look at it, and I look up at him, and I say,
What do you say?
"4."
He's pressed up against the wall now. He says, "I don't have any money. I know why you're here. I don't have it. Don't hurt me."
Easy, easy. I'm gonna step into the room, and I'm gonna slowly close the door behind me.
Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna take a few steps over and maybe lean against the wall.
All right.
Uh, are you Samuel?
Yes. Yes, I'm Sam.
I uh, I imagine you're hiding out here because of
Yes, I don't have the money. I don't have it right now, but I know how you can get it.
I promise. But go ahead, keep going.
All right. Okay. Um. Well, I was doing a little talking with a traveler, and he told me about this old old what do you call it? An old temple out a few miles out of here. Said it could have all kinds of things in it. You could probably find your debt money there, but I don't have it.
Okay. Do you owe money? How do they feel about you?
How does who feel about him?
Money.
One more time.
People that he owes money.
Oh, he says, I don't know how they think about me. I just know I don't have the money. I know what happens to people who don't have their money.
Well, that's interesting, Samuel. You're asking me to go take care of your debts for you, and that's not fun. That's not the honorable thing to do. If you
He,
went back, apologized, and tried to make amends, maybe they would find something for you to do to pay off your debt instead of, cutting your throat and tossing you in a ditch. That doesn't get their money back now, does it?
no, not quite, but well,
Be better than living in this shack. I kick the wall and I look around. It's just shitty. I'm going to go check out the temple.
all right.
I think that's a good idea. I want you to stay here. I don't want you to run. Chance I don't find 1,000 gold sitting in that temple. I'm gonna go back with you, and we're gonna find some way for you to pay off your debt. Toss you in a ditch somewhere. Is that fair enough?
Go ahead and roll a. We'll call it persuasion. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh well.
Okay. His eyes are kind of looking around before he finally relaxes and says, "All right, all right, we can make this work.
That's a good man. Now, do sit tight for you. Maybe I will find your money, and then there's nothing to worry about, right?
Right. Right.
Uh, and head out.
Okay. So you head back into the town. Arthur, you come across this lowly town, and as you walk into the center, you see boarded up windows. You see actually a man currently in the process of finishing up boarding up a window, as right across the street from the inn.
Um, I'm going to walk up to him and,
Good sir, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about this town?
He looks back at you, drop for finishing nailing up a board and turning and saying, "Well, I suppose so. I'm gonna be heading out here before too long, so if you need to know anything, ask me now, 'cause I'm getting the hell out of here."
Kinda new to this area. Have you seen, or, damn it, I can't even keep consistent. Metal Gear! For somebody named Marisha Branshaw. Have you heard of her?
Yeah, she was the local priest. Well, she's been one of the ones acting a little funny here lately. You can find her up, he points over to the northwestern end of town and says, "A couple buildings back that way, you'll find the temple."
Anything this temple is to, in particular?
Like what deity it's for? Let me pull that up real quick. He says, it's a temple to Bahamut. It's what most of the people around here worship.
One more thing. How often do you keep an eye on the people who come in and out of this town?
Well, not so much, I gotta say. I've been getting my belongings together to get out.
flash 2 gold, and I'm gonna ask him,
Happen to see a man? Lanky looking, thin beard, could be possibly carrying a sword that looks way above his station. Here.
I gotta say, sir, I haven't seen anyone like that. He might have passed through the inn while I was getting my things together, but like I said, I haven't been paying too much putting too much stock into the comings and goings. Like I said, I've got all my things together, getting my wife and kids. We're gonna be moving elsewhere.
looking up.
Sorry?
Oh, okay.
What are
He
you running
says,
from?
Running? Oh, I don't say I'm running from anything. Though I gotta say, I don't quite like the way people have been acting lately. People I thought I knew my whole life don't even recognize me anymore.
Very strange.
That's what
Let's
I
wait till
thought
the end.
too. That's why I'm getting out of here. says. Hell, I'm fairly certain even old Marisha's been changing her ways a bit, been redecorating the temple. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that it was more of a temple to Tiamat than it was a temple to Bahamut, but I haven't been going since they all started acting funny. Like I said, neighbors don't even know my name anymore.
That can't be good. Which way to the inn?
Right across the street.
Walk off towards the inn.
All right. So, as Daoji, as you come into town, back into town, you see a. Let me look. See a pretty tall man with a mohawk and a sword strapped to his back, heading into the inn.
That guy looks like a cheeky little fucker. I'm sure he's an adventurer. Maybe he'll like to join me.
All right. So,
I could probably use some help.
as you make your way into the inn, Arthur, you see an old man behind the counter currently wiping it down, and a handful of farmers kind of interspersed throughout the inn room. They're all rather stiff in their motions, but so what do you want to do?
I'm going to pick a table that's in a corner and put my back in the corner, watching pretty much everything in the room.
All right. So you do that. You see. All right. So, Daoji, you enter the inn room, and
Yeah, the inn door swings open, and what's your name's Arthur?
You don't know that,
I
but
mean,
yes.
I'm asking OC. I don't know that yet. Look
Arthur.
over and you see, with a tiny bit of a drunken stagger, is a 10, good skin, slanted eyes, Asian Easterner, a tuft of, messy, brownish black hair, really strange orange robes that are kind of tattered and split at some parts, like he's been wearing them forever. This strange looking drinking gourd with etchings on it, with a string that wraps around his right arm repeatedly, and he just kind of staggers around with it all the time.
Okay.
He scans the inn and he looks directly at you and starts staggering towards you.
What you see is Arthur. He's about 5'8", 5'9". He's looks to be about 230 pounds, but it's like it looks like he's been moving a lot of weight for a long time. A very short, like chestnut, dark brown colored mohawk. It's very, very messy and unkept looking. So he's got like dark amber eyes. They're not like the cat-like ones like from The Witcher. I'm not going to make that, but they kind of like faintly glow in and out. It looks like he's in his mid 40s, but he's got a fairly tanned complexion, like he's been outside all of his life. I'm going to look up at Daojian as you're coming across and just watching movements or anything, but just have my eyes fixed on him.
all right.
Pulls up a chair, pulls it back at your table on the opposite end of you. He puts his gourd on the table and he kicks his feet up on the table and leans back and says,
Help yourself.
Who are you?
Sarcastically as fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't. Daoji doesn't even care. I asked you first.
Who's asking?
All right. I'm from the mountains to the east. Just making my way of business here. I'm about to head up to a temple actually, see what's going on up there.
Honey, I've been hearing about this temple a lot lately.
It's all most of these people seem to talk about. Dead town, isn't it? And can I just lean back and say, true, true, true. What's your name?
I haven't got your name yet.
Can I call you Mohawk?
Just given the names.
He just laughs. He's like, good old Mohawk. Your acquaintance.
You must. You can call me Arthur.
Oh, that's your name then.
I know who's asking my name.
Gee. It's nice to meet your acquaintance, friend.
For Daoji, why my table?
Uh, is some of them innkeep here. They've been saying something about a curse. I've been around the block a few times. I've seen some things, and I get the feeling that when I go to check out this temple, well, I could use a big strapping man like yourself watching my back.
I don't know if I'm quite equipped. I don't know if I'm quite equipped for that right now. I've lost something very work.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I like any sword. It's my silver sword. I'm not as effective.
Well, that's not good. I think the sword's here.
I'm looking for it. I have possession of it.
Well, maybe I could help you with that.
Notice a scrawny looking feller running around with a sword that looks way too good for him.
Oh, I've spent most of my time in this town talking with a very scared halfling man. Tell you what, I'll help you with the sword. You help me with the temple. We can help each other out. Sounds fair, right?
Something out.
Thing is though, if we find money in the temple, I kind of need to claim it. Need to pay off a debt to a whoring halfling. It's a long story.
I won't ask.
Deeds then?
Looking for a scrawny fellow, like I said earlier. Very scruffy, thin beard. Carrying my sword, which is too good for him.
Heard. Did you ask the innkeep? He seems to be pretty knowledgeable about things.
Idea.
I'm gonna get up and go ask the innkeep.
All right. So you explain this guy.
For
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So you explained this guy to the innkeep, then he nods and says, "Oh yes, I think I've seen a man of that, matching that description. He's gone for now, but he's gonna be renting rooms here for a few days. May not catch him now, but you may catch him later."
Any inclination as to where he could be going?
He kind of shrugs and says, "I can't be too sure myself. I didn't ask him. He just said he wouldn't be around for another day, I believe."
For your time. I'm gonna like flip him a gold coin.
He catches it and he says, "Could I offer you a drink of any kind?"
You know you could buy like
Take a ride.
you know you can buy like 15 drinks with that, right?
I'll just have the one rye. Keep the rest.
He smiles and says, "Very well," as he goes behind the counter with his back, the little small mixing counter behind the bar. His back to, pouring the drink before he turns around and hands it to you.
Sniff it first.
Mm-hmm.
And see if I smell anything off about it.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh geez, I've been drinking this shit, so hope it's not poison.
See if I can do this right. 1.
/R and then 1d20 plus whatever.
Yes.
It rolls it.
Okay, nice. Fucking 17.
13. Give me just a second.
Plus. Hold on, let me do my perception. +4, so 18, 19, 20, 21. Or 21. Yeah, one of those two.
Let me look at this real quick. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Okay. And that was 21, you said?
18, 19, 20. 20.
20. Okay.
Can't math right now.
Yeah, you sniff the drink, and yeah, you don't smell anything off about it. Seems like a regular drink to you.
I'm just gonna fucking toss it back.
All right.
Walk back to my table and sit down in my seat.
Okay.
Did you find anything out?
Be around for another day or two.
Crap. How
Time
important?
to kill then. I guess I could help you.
Cool. Then let's get right on that because I get the feeling the little halfling man is gonna skip town if I take too long.
I don't work for free, so I will have to eventually get paid somehow. If this is a curse, I kind of don't work these for free.
I'll tell you what. Let's see how hard getting the sword back is, and maybe that will count as payment. Because I'm not getting paid for this either, honestly. Look, I need 1,000 gold for this guy. If we find 1,000 gold, I need it, but whatever else we can probably split up between us.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's go then.
Yeah, which way to his temple?
All right. So, which temple are you guys going to? The one in town with the priestess or the abandoned one that the halfling told you about?
True.
We know. Yeah, we didn't. There's two different temples.
There's the one in town with the priestess you're looking for, and he mentioned the halfling guy said that the traveler had told him about like an old, like abandoned, dilapidated temple further out into the forest that he had come
Uh,
across.
it would probably be prudent to go
Yeah, that
speak
one.
to the first.
Okay. So you're gonna go.
That's what I think we should
Go
do.
after the one that you're hunting right
Oh,
now.
we are. I just want to make a pit stop and talk to this lady.
Okay. So you guys make your way to this temple within the town. This is the priestess inside. Arthur is the one that you had been told about. But
Sure.
as you where the hell is that? Uh, there it is. Okay. So as you enter, you see a woman who seems to be in her mid-30s, who is currently hanging up some, what would you call them?
Tapestry.
Like some different symbols of Bahamut. And as you enter, she turns and nods at you.
Hi there.
Hello. What brings you
Where
to this establishment?
I wanted to ask some questions.
Oh,
It's two things.
see if I can answer these.
First off, about the abandoned temple a little ways away from here.
She smiles and says, "Oh, I've heard of this. Yes. How can I? Why do you have an interest in that?"
Me and my friend here were thinking about maybe go checking it out, seeing if there's anything of
I'm going to kind of look around and I don't know, some shit like that. How does it look inside?
Uh, roll a perception check. But as you're, what do you ask Daoji? Sorry.
I asked her if she knew about the temple, and
She
I
says,
said it's because we're gonna go check it out.
"Oh yes, that was an old pagan temple at one point, but they moved on.
One.
Okay. I'm sure there's not much for you to find there, to be completely honest with you. And as you look around, Arthur, you can see must have been hanging up these symbols and different uh, spiritual decorations, but they all seem to be hung up. The best you can put is poorly. Like one of the Bahamut symbols is upside down. Um, some of them are like sideways and crooked and stuff.
Oh, like upside down, like
The best you can put it is.
upside down,
I'm sorry.
like say like down.
Some of them kind of. Some of the others are just poorly placed.
Okay. Anything for her? Can I sense any evil in the area? Because people are saying this place is cursed, right?
Right. Roll.
Uh,
God, what would I?
Kind of my job.
See, hang on. Let me look at the.
a spell detect good and evil.
Hmm. Go ahead
Well,
and
it's just
roll an
like
Arcana check real quick, just to see if you get anything.
doing that, I want to ask another thing. Do you know anything about why all these people are suddenly up and leaving?
She smiles and says, "Well, I suppose they just want to look for a better life elsewhere. You know, some people decide that they, you know,
It's not doing it.
need to.
Oh, because I put the fucking slash.
Oh yeah." She says, "Oh, it's not unnatural for people to want to, pick up their roots and try their hand elsewhere."
Even with the +7, I rolled a 10. Oh man.
Yeah,
I
Nice.
I mean, you don't see any of the
have a
telltale.
+7 to Arcana.
Yeah, you don't see any of like the telltale signs of like a curse or anything.
Yeah, that's
Do
kind of
you,
what I was looking at
I
with
mean,
the
like, as you look around, like, it's not like any, like, you don't get the sense of like any,
dark magic or anything.
yeah, you don't sense any
uh,
magic or anything, no.
I can feel like evil intent, like fiendish and that type of stuff, like dark evil magic.
you
I
got to
can
roll
feel that
for it
type of
though,
shit,
man.
the intent.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't
I was saying I was
know
checking for
like
it. I can.
demonic or anything like that.
do
Okay, cool.
you know anything? A couple people were talking about some kind of curse going around. Have you heard anything like that?
Oh, yes, I've heard their luck's turned around. There was a poor crop harvest this year, so you know how it is. They blame the luck, the gods, a curse. I'd imagine that's some of the reason why people are deciding to try their hand elsewhere.
That's interesting. Uh, all right. Thank you for your time. We're gonna go check out that temple. We'll be back.
Very well.
Um, I'm gonna head out, and before we go anywhere else, I want to go check back out the squatter house and see if the halfling's still there.
Okay. So if you go and peer in, he is kind of just milling about inside. You can see he's like moving some of the old furniture around that was left behind. He looks and says, "What?"
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to check up. I'm actually heading out to that temple now, so a couple hours, or an hour or two. So
Oh,
just checking in on you.
I already told you I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, I believe you. I trust you. All right, take it easy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look over at Arthur. And I'm like, those halflings, they run. Um,
Right. At this
Yeah.
point, it's probably about 7 in the evening.
fuck it. Do you want to go now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Faster we do this, the better. I've got things to do.
Okay. So,
I don't want to be walking around doing this stuff all day.
so you guys travel towards this, where you were told this temple is. Several miles over the hill, deeper into the forest, and you find a ancient-looking temple. Right along, and it's kind of right alongside a river as it flows down the hill and into the valley. As you look and see, it's got overgrowth and vines and stuff covering it. The door, you'd probably have to either cut down some of the vines or give it quite a bit of force to get it open. It's a large double door, pretty thick wood, which surprisingly enough hasn't rotted away just yet.
Um, I look over at Arthur and I say, "Hey, what do you fight with?"
Uh, Normally I have my silver sword for cursed, but I've got just my steel sword right now.
That'll do. Um, Gonna fight, right?
I'm pretty skilled.
Then I say we have no fear. Let's go check it out. Set up. Tell you what, place. I'm going to uh run up and see if I can get on the roof.
All right, so you're gonna try and get on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to do that. Your character should be able to do that easily enough given the time. Is there anything in particular you want to look at up here? So as you get up, you
I
can
want.
see part of the. There's part of the roof that's kind of collapsed in. You can see there's a few of the windows have been shattered.
Um. Yeah, Arthur. You just see Daoji like just effortlessly just bounce from stone to stone, almost running up the side of the sheer wall up to the roof. I want to go peer down into one of the openings to see if I can look inside.
Okay.
I'd be stealthy about it too, if I
Yeah,
can.
go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Today, 27.
Okay. So, as you peer in, you can see this would be because this is like a multi-story temple, or at least it used to be. Part of it, like part of it's been collapsed in, but from what you can see, you see it's like a small, or not small, but it's like a. Well, you can peer in and see like the first floor and a balcony, and on one of these balconies, you see a very strange creature. It's red, walking on two legs, but as it passes by, it's almost toad-like. It's got very long arms with sharp claws at the end of it.
I'm gonna creep back away from the edge, and then I'm gonna climb down pretty quietly so I can get up close to Arthur so I'm not yelling. I'm gonna climb down to him and I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna say, just like I thought, there we got some kind of weird toad-like beastie in there.
You happen to get a good look at it?
As best I could, it looked like some. It had red skin, walked on two legs, kind of looked like a walking toad man.
You
Strange.
see its face?
Did
You
I see
see
its
its
face,
face?
Peter?
Any fangs? Any claws?
Yeah, it had claws. Its fangs looked like oh, yeah. I mean it. Yeah, claws and fangs. You know, both
Man,
pretty sharp, pretty deadly.
yeah, I'd tell that to him. Looks like a tough monster.
Damn it. I have my silver sword. Oh well.
Oh,
Careful.
okay. Mm, can do. I'm going to how far away is there like a drop down onto the balcony?
Yeah, from the that part of the roof, it'd probably be. If you jump from that part of the roof, because that was like the very crest of the roof, where like part of the roof had crumbled in. If it'd be about a 30-foot drop. I don't think that's too much for Daoji.
But I'm thinking about him. Um, I'm pretty quiet. I don't think it saw me at all. Uh, Here by the front door. I'm gonna climb back up. Thing or kick it, and maybe I can knock it down to the first floor. Maybe take it off guard, get some good hits on it. First floor, and then you can you come in and attack it.
All right.
And I'm gonna go move into position.
And go back up onto the roof and try to get a good spot where I can drop down and surprise this thing.
Okay. So. As you guys do this, no, yeah, okay. So, you're up on the roof, and he's waiting at the door. You can see this thing's kind of looking around, just kind of milling about in this temple.
And just to be sure, he's up on a balcony and there's a first floor underneath.
Yes.
Um. Mission is a go. I want to drop in on the balcony nearby, try to surprise him and get some attacks off before he even knows what's happening.
Okay. So, we'll go ahead and roll initiative, and you'll get the surprise round on this. Where'd my pencil go? There it is. Alright, go ahead and roll initiative, Arthur. Okay. So. Right, so, Daoji, as you jump down in front of this thing, go ahead and roll your attacks on it. Try and knock it down.
I want to position myself so that if I do land a flurry of blows knockback, it's gonna send him off the balcony.
Yeah, I got you. You're in front of him, and to his back is like the edge of the balcony.
Attack bonus is 9, bitch. First 2 attacks.
14 hits.
Cool. Nice. Okay. He needs to make 2 strength saving throws against 14.
Alrighty. Wow. All right. So, oh, okay, you're rolling damage. All right, let me go ahead.
26.
And some of these things down. All right, how much did you do again? That was 26.
26.
26.
2 strength saving throws he needs to make.
Okay. I was just doing damage real quick. All right, so
Fuck him up. You go.
as you plop down and start just throwing punches, the first one hits, but you weren't expecting its hide to be so tough. It doesn't seem to do anything, but you make sure for the second and third and fourth one to really slam into him. And you can see, as you start to do this, you push him back a few feet, but he digs in. You push him back a few more feet, but he digs in. Unfortunately, he passed both of his checks. So, Arthur, it is your turn now.
Can kind of look up and see this happening on the balcony right there, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. I might take a round of damage, but I'm still gonna keep flurry of blows until I can knock him down there.
Hold on a second. Look at something real quick because this is going to be the first time I use this ever. I don't.
Okay.
Know how to. I'm going to blood maledict essentially. I'm gonna fucking blood curse of one. All right, I'm gonna hit him with the blood curse of binding, which is a DC 15.
All right. So tell me what that does.
Bonus action, you can attempt to bind an enemy no more than one size larger than you within 30 feet. I mean, because they're above me. Are they within 30 feet though?
You'd have to move forward a little bit, but you
Can
could
move
get in
forward.
Yeah, you can get in that range.
Okay. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC equal 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom, which is 15.
15.
DC 15, or have their speed reduced till 0 until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay, but it can still take actions though.
Yeah, they're
Okay, so
if
it just
they
can't move. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So as you reach your hand out and do your incantation, you see the
gray spiel, which is a language I'm making up.
yeah, you
And
see its
he's-
legs just kind of tense up as it's unable to move.
Mm.
So that was the surprise round. We're back up to Daoji.
I rolled 7.
Pick him off the ledge.
You did roll 7, but I assumed you guys would. Well, I guess I shouldn't assume that. Do you want to, Arthur? You would be up. Do you want to hold your turn until Daoji does his thing?
Any ranged attacks or anything, so
Okay.
Go ahead of me.
So he's gonna hold his turn. I'm assuming that's what you said you were gonna do, Arthur.
yeah, I don't have any ranged attacks or anything, so
Okay, so Daoji.
blood maledict, and that's it.
I'm surprised. I thought the monster would go first.
He rolled low.
Yeah, I guess.
18, 21, and 18. And he's got to make a 14 strength, right?
2 14 strengths.
Okay, failed both of them. Let's go ahead and roll
Let me-
damage.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. Quicker way to do this. Let me see.
You can roll 1, 2, 3, 4d whatever plus 5 times 4.
Um,
So that's 9, 16, 22, 31. What am I doing? Alright, so as you... Another flurry of blows, this time sending this creature off of its feet, crashing through the wooden little barrier as it falls in front of Arthur.
she calls out, "Heads up!"
I kind of like step back a little bit.
Let me roll it.
It also takes fall damage.
Yeah. Okay, so he does manage to land on his feet, but he takes some fall damage. Alright, so Arthur, we're up to you.
Alrighty. Going to. I have my sword out already. He's right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Like I kind of just stepped out of the way a little bit, and now I'm gonna
Yeah,
move
because you
in.
had to get pretty much right under him to get into the into range for your spell.
Alright. So I'm just gonna walk up and take my first swing. So that
Yeah, that'll hit.
definitely hits. Yeah, it's just gonna be regular like that. And I add a +2 because of dueling fighting style. I didn't make it clear before I swung, but I'm kind of two-handing it right now.
I assume since you don't have a shield.
Yeah, I don't carry a shield, so it's so different. All right, 11 for my first. My hit,
You got
11
that?
damage.
Gotcha.
Back at him with a backswing again. Teen.
18 will hit. 13, so that's 24 damage.
Thing.
All right. So as this creature falls in front of you, you quickly two slashes right into its back as it cries out in a language you don't understand and turns.
I don't want to end my turn though. I want to
Oh, are you doing
examine
something?
this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to examine this creature and see what it is.
Mm,
Want me to roll perception or something like that, or what do you want me to do for that? This creature is. See if I do know what it is.
it's probably gonna be a rough check. Let me look and see what I have you roll for that. Let me look at the skills.
If it's magical or deity related, it'd be Arcana.
Yeah.
Old time legendary monsters, probably history.
Since you're,
Religious,
I'm
just not know or I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, with Arthur's background, he may have, but it's very unlikely. Roll a history check, Arthur. It's
All right.
gonna be rough.
Also, I haven't been in the lands that long, but I'm still always curious to know what
Yeah, I got you.
creature is. It's kind of. You
Take
said
it back
history
just like that later.
Yeah,
to 12.
12. Now you look at this thing, and it's very odd. It's like Daoji explained. It's very toad-like, but it's got these long, sharp claws and fangs.
As I'm fighting it, though, I'm taking mental notes of how it moves and
Yeah, I've got you.
side or anything like that.
Okay.
I've taken to calling this thing a muton.
All right. So if that's the end of your turn, it's going to go now. What's your armor class, Arthur?
16.
16. Oh, all of these managed to hit you.
Duh, 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 duh.
All right. So as this creature turns, and it says something in a language you don't understand before lashing out at you with its claws. One cutting right across your face, another one digging into your chest as the creature then bites down, tearing flesh off of your shoulder. You suffer a total 27 points of damage. And I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
All right, give me a second. Seven points of damage.
27, yeah.
All right, hold on. Trying to fucking work 2 computers at once.
I got you.
Throw, you said?
I'm sorry?
Did you say Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, that's right. 2 of them. Alright. So you managed to succeed on those.
Were both of those 25?
Yeah.
They're good.
Alright, so we're back to the top of the round. Daoji.
I'm up on the balcony here, "Yaw!" and then Daoji takes a flying leap, and I'm gonna send a flying knee straight down onto this thing.
Okay.
Not flurry of blows. I'm gonna drop down, send a flying knee. As soon as I land, I want to circle around and put myself between Arthur and this beast that just did massive damage to him.
Okay.
And me.
Noted.
26 hits, the 13 does not. 12 does not.
Come on.
I have a higher AC than you.
Alrighty. So as you quickly jump down, your knee...
My knee hits, yeah.
Your knee connecting right into the back of this thing as it jerks, turning towards you, just wildly lashing out as you quickly turn, pivot, and do like a half pirouette to get you in between Arthur and this beast, fists raised. You swing 2 more times. This thing's more agile than you had initially thought, as it quickly ducks and weaves out of the way. Arthur, it's your turn.
To dodge the rest of them. I want to take a look at it. How does it look? Does it look wounded, or
From where you can see...
it can still go for a bit?
You can see from where you slashed, this heavy purplish blood is like oozing out. And you can see from where Daoji's knee connects and where he's been punching this thing, big purpling whelps. It's not looking great.
Fuck this thing up, dude. It's gonna be dead soon if we keep it up.
Fucking roll to attack with my sword.
Alright. 17 will do it.
And I'm gonna roll for the other attack also.
Okay. 14 does hit, yes.
Okay, awesome. Alright, first strike is... Strike is 9 damage. Second strike is another 9 damage.
Alright.
Fucking 18 total.
As this creature turns and lashes out at Daoji, you with a quick, precise movement, slash past Daoji in an upward motion, cutting its arm off, before sending another slash downward, cutting its other arm off, as this thing crumples, bleeding out this purple, thick blood. And
I'm gonna go down on a knee and I'm gonna like pull out my little field knife and I'm gonna start like almost dissecting it, but prodding it. I'm examining it pretty much.
roll
This
a
creature.
So they're like gruesome fellow, aren't you?
So you're not like,
Nasty little bugger.
so you're not trying to collect anything from it. You're just like looking over it.
I want to examine it first to see if there should be anything I should be collecting from this.
Roll a investigation check.
Doing that. Is there anything out of the ordinary in this room that I can look at?
You also roll a perception check.
Investigation, you said,
Yeah.
plus.
No.
Okay. So as you look over this thing, Arthur, you don't like, as far as collecting goes, nothing really special about it. It's hide, while like kind of, I wouldn't even call it leathery. It's more like just slimy and sticky. You don't see
Skin.
how there could be any use to that. It is rather thick, but still the texture is just not great. And as you look over it, it's yeah, like it's very muscular. So these things they're tough, but as far as harvesting goes, nothing very precious on it.
Eat.
And Daoji,
I wouldn't even try.
I give Daoji a look like
I wouldn't even try that.
I'm gonna stand up and put away my field knife and sheath my sword back on my back.
okay. And Daoji, as you look around, you can see there's several different doors and such. You can see as you look around, there's a the upstairs, as you would know as you jump down from there. But on the as far as the bottom floor goes, you see two doors on either side of where the altar would be, leading further into the back. And on the easternmost wall, you can see another door. And as you peer into that one, it seems like it's a staircase. It seems down into a basement of some sorts.
Well, I think we should probably take this floor by floor, see if there's anything up on this floor, and then head downstairs.
Agreed.
And I'm gonna set off. I'm gonna walk behind you though.
You said there was a door up on the second level.
Yeah, there's a couple of doors on the second level.
I look over at Arthur and I say, I'm gonna run up and check out the doors up there. If they lead into another room that you can get into, I think we should just, you know what I mean?
All right. I think I can understand that.
You're looking pretty rough, so maybe I'll knock it down and then jump down, and then you can come in, and we don't need you getting hurt anymore.
You guys could always take a short rest.
That was one fight. We don't need a short rest. Fuck that shit.
Okay.
I'll be good. I'll be
How
good.
how badly injured are you?
I am at 77 out of 104.
You have, fuck God.
I'm good,
That's my.
but
total.
I can't take too many major blows, and you'll see why later on. I haven't even used it yet.
All right, I'm gonna run up to the and I'm gonna start cracking open doors. Gonna be
Okay.
stealthy. See if there's anything I can
Right.
find. 24 stealth roll.
So, is you up on the second level? You said. Did you say you were looking at the second story doors?
Yes, I'm gonna run up to the
Okay,
second
okay,
story floors. Try to be stealthy. I rolled 24.
Yeah, you're super stealthy. I was just making sure that's what you said.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
I'm
So as
Batman.
you creep up and slightly push open one of the doors, this is the one. There's two doors on either side of this balcony. One on the east, one on the west. No, I'm sorry. The one on the east is actually like in the north. I was looking at the map wrong. Um, And as you push open the western door, you can see um, it is looks like it used to be an old closet for vestments and robes and such. And as you peer around, you see uh, some of the robes kind of bristle.
So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Going to quietly close that door.
Okay.
Later, I'm gonna go check the other one.
Okay, and as you push this one open, you can see at one point this must have been a library. Because you can see there's just rows of bookshelves, not so many books on them anymore. You can still see a few that are kind of laying flat on them or have toppled to the ground. You can see several different tables and podiums where there was once study.
Okay.
We just roll to see if there's anything else in here. And no, as you peer around, it's dusty and seems like it hasn't seen much activity in it for quite a while.
Just coming up here, like to the second level.
I'm sorry?
Stairs to the second level from the first floor.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're kind of rickety, but they're usable.
I'm gonna shut the door to this library as well, and I'm gonna hop down. And Arthur, it's literally just he hops down from gates and just lands like very gently and just walks over.
You're pretty sprightly. What are you?
Training. Push-ups, sit-ups, plenty of juice.
Interesting.
Could be some more things up there. Robes are kind of moving around. So if you want to come upstairs, maybe we can go room by room. I don't want to go in by myself.
Climbing.
Is there like a front entrance for us to walk through, or
I mean, yeah, there's a staircase you can use to get up to the second floor.
stairs? Because I'm not super duper cool.
I raw fucking wall run.
Alright, so as Arthur
Climb.
takes the stairs, Daoji just parkours his way up like a cool Asian man.
Fucking 1970s Bruce Lee film vertical hop, and he's up there. The camera just shows his feet leaving the ground and then him landing.
Mhm.
I must go. My people need me.
Alright, so.
Let's go ahead and take the library first.
Okay.
First.
Okay. Alright, so. Let me get the map ball handy. Oh, it's storming. That's cool. Alright, so. As you open the library, you see it's as abandoned as it was whenever you left. Are you looking for anything in particular in here? Keeping your eyes out for anything?
I'm valuable to sell and or actual gold.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation check for that.
My investigation is great.
Oh shit! You know what I should have done that I didn't even think about?
Maybe ask some more questions to that priestess lady.
Also, but
Oh,
We're just gonna rape her and take all of her fucking money.
let me just reread this.
15.
15. Let me look real quick. Let's see what they're making.
Use my Hunter's Bane right now and see if I detect any more of that thing that we just.
Hang on just
I'm
a
going.
second. Let me.
That would be handy.
So what's Hunter's Bane do?
You want me to read? I'll just read the whole thing. It's
Yeah,
short.
read it for me.
Beginning at first level, you have survived imbuing of the Hunter's Bane, a poisonous alchemical concoction that alters your life's blood, forever binding you to the darkness and honing your. Since I'm Grey Warden archetype, mine would be Darkspawn blood. Wisdom survival checks to track Fey, fiends, and undead, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about them. If you are actively tracking one of these creature types, you cannot be surprised by any creatures of that type. You can only be tracking one type of this creature at a time. Upon reaching 11th level, you gain advantage on wisdom insight checks,
So that's
intimidation
just for
checks.
Fey, fiends, and undead. You said.
Yeah. So would this fall into that category? This fiend?
You could try it. You're not sure quite what that creature was, but you could see if it'd work.
Yeah, I just want to see if I get the same feeling as I got from that creature anywhere near us. So I'll roll for that. What do you want me to make that?
Um, did it say? So, what were the
Yeah,
things you had to roll?
wisdoms.
Wisdoms and what else?
Have
again?
advantage on wisdom survival checks,
Yeah,
fiend and undead.
we'll call it a wisdom check.
All right, so just add survival to it.
Sure.
I'm really low on these.
All right. So as you hone your senses, trying to spot out any presence of fey, fiends, or undead, you and what's the range? Does that have like a range or?
Oh, it doesn't even say range because it's like a tracking type thing.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, as you look around the room, trying to find any other traces of the, like I said, fey, fiends, or undead. Nothing.
Feel any darkspawn at all?
No.
Not there yet.
What is with you and fucking warp spawn, dude? Warp spawn.
Like Dragon Age.
Yeah. All right. Did I find anything with 15?
Yeah, as you look, you find a in the back corner by another door, a cabinet that still has a padlock on it.
Um, because I definitely have thieves' tools. Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna try and pick the lock. Yeah, so you just whip out your thieves' tools, and in a matter of seconds, you hear the satisfying click as the lock, uh, falls off of its proper place.
Paladin doesn't even react. It's like he's done this a billion times
Yeah,
already.
it's just second nature to you at this point.
Second nature.
And as you pull open, you see there's a handful of pretty large tomes. You can see uh, some of the titles are in a language you don't understand, but you might be able to sell these for something.
I walk up and look at the titles. Are any of them in Dwarvish?
Dwarvish, let me check real quick. So as you look through, what languages do you guys understand? I guess I should ask that before I.
Dwarvish, and I made one up because I couldn't see a language I'd want that would be from the area. And yeah, so Common Dwarvish, Grey Spiel, and Elvish.
I know Common and whatever language Easterners speak.
Okay. So as you look, you see one in Dwarvish, and it reads, uh, Saint Cuthbert's fiery mines, and the rest of them you can see are just some older books that you might be able to sell to a library or collectors of some sorts.
I'm
I'm
scooping them up
I'm
and
not
shoving them in my
interested.
bag.
Okay.
Not interested.
Collector's items, it seems, more than practical items.
Yep, I'm scooping them all in my bag.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So, and there is next to this cabinet a door.
Any books that I get?
Uh,
Just have a bunch of books.
you got 5 books.
So, I really prefer the ones with pictures. I like the ones with pictures.
I think you like your girly magazines, probably, Daoji.
Make those in D&D world.
I'm sure somebody somewhere has.
Mr. Gigabits.
It's
Okay. I'm gonna look over at him. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, take a couple steps back and like door for a second. I'm gonna pop it open."
and I'll take a couple steps back and let him pop the door open.
An 11 on a stealth roll.
Okay. So you open up this door. You see, it at one point was a small room, but now the part of the floor is kind of fallen out, and you can see uh, down into a room on the first floor. But across where the floor is still sort of intact, you can see this was once probably like a little office area for maybe the librarian or whoever tended the books. You can see a table whose legs have kind of cracked and it's kind of laying on its side with some papers scattered around it. Some of them have fallen down into the first floor.
Like containers over there or anything.
Um, some old like ink jars and such, but any like specific kind of containers you're trying to see?
Inside of something that might have something valuable. Is there a way I could hardcore parkour over there?
Yeah, I'd probably make you make a roll for it.
That's fine. Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Parkour.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, you take a couple steps back and just hop over.
Wall run
Yeah.
and then jump over to the other end. Wall run a little bit and do a front flip.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Um,
You get pretty
Everything
fancy with
Daoji
it.
does is like that.
Yeah. So, and this, you want to roll an investigation check?
Let's see what I find. 4.
Ooh,
Okay.
Nothing.
Anything? I want to grab up some of the papers on the desk before I head back.
Yeah, you grab up some of the papers, and you see in one of the drawers there was like 3 copper pieces laying around, but pocket
Scoop
change,
that up
really.
greedily, and then I run back, and I hand Arthur the papers, and I say, "Do any of these look like something interesting to you?"
Do any of those look like anything interesting to me?
These are
For the DM to read.
the ink is starting like pretty faded, but from what you can make out, it is mostly letters that were. You find one that was like a letter that was once being written to whoever was in charge here. Some others are like ledgers that count up, like the weekly tithings and things of that nature. It's, for you, Arthur, mostly uninteresting.
But you like an expectant child. It's like, what does it say?
Ah, special there.
All right. Well, there's that room across from.
For a couple minutes, I want to go grab some slices of pizza real quick.
So I'll go check out the other room by myself.
All right.
I'll just be right back. I just got to run downstairs real quick and grab some pizza.
Okay. So,
Do that. I'll explore some more.
all right. You're wanting to go look at that other room?
Mm. Is grab like the writhing robes straight off the balcony. See if anything pops out.
So you're gonna grab the robes that you saw rustling?
Grab them and just real quick, just toss them
Okay.
downstairs.
So as you grab them, like in one fluid motion, grab them, just toss them. And as you're going to throw them, you see like falling from the arm of the robe, like a rat just plops on the ground and scurries away.
That had me worried a little bit. Daoji, fuse, and then I'm gonna check the closet real quick. Probably an investigation roll, right?
Yeah. More valuables, I'm assuming.
Man, that's all I need.
Okay. What was that? The 11. All right. Let's see.
Flesh-eating maggots or something.
Yeah, these were at one point. They're just pale robes that were at one point. The robes that the people who'd come here and worked or prayed at this temple would wear. And you find in the back a kind of tucked. Oh God, excuse me. Tucked in the back corner. Seems like had fallen down and been forgotten. A silken scarf that might be worth a little bit. You might be able to pawn it for a few gold, anyways.
I shake it off. I'm like, ooh, this is nice. This is like what the rich people used to wear back in my home country. Off of it, and then I wrap it around my neck.
All
Like,
right.
nice.
Arthur walks in. He looks at Daoji do this.
Coming upwards in society, eh?
I like to think of myself as outside of society, but fume the other day, and that was interesting. High society is right for me.
You're really climbing. Anything else?
Climb walls and buildings really good.
I'm gonna look around the room, and I'm still to see if I feel any monsters any closer in this
No.
room.
Can I get both of you to roll a perception check?
Natural one.
Oh, What is my perception?
I'm too busy looking at the scarf.
It's +4, so
And it covers my face for a minute. Really?
All right.
20.
Okay, give me just a second.
Actually, documentation of mankind's otherworldly origins.
All right, so Arthur, as you're looking around this room, your ears prick up, and you hear the creaking of a door downstairs, and some muttering in a language you don't understand.
One of those things again. And as soon as this happens, I like stiffen up, my hand around in front of Daoji.
Hey, one of those things.
I pull the scarf off of my face, keeping it around my neck, and I say, "All right, stay here. I'm gonna go take a look."
All right, don't hurt yourself.
28.
All right, so you were trying to get a peek at this? At what's
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna stealth out and see if I can get a look.
on? Okay, let's see. I don't think you'll notice you, but we'll roll for it anyways.
Man, if he beats 28, I'm gonna fucking rage.
No, okay. So, as you quickly getting low to the ground, walk back out of the room and peer down over the balcony. You can see the door on the western end of the first floor has been opened, the one that led to a basement. And you can see, investigating the dead body of this red creature that you had previously slain, are two more creatures. One, another red. A second one is blue, and it's a bit different than the red ones. This thing is like a hulking monstrosity of muscle. And you can see, instead of large claws, it has regular fingers, but out of the back of its hand protrudes these bone-like hooks.
Shit.
Those guys look cuddly.
Go back into the room, and I'm gonna tell Arthur all this. And I say, had an issue with one of them. A feeling fighting two at once.
Yeah, this
Blue
could be a
one's kind of
problem.
scary.
I can see that. You got a plan?
Well, version outside of the temple and draw them out of the building for a few minutes. It's likely on the way back up we're going to run into them again.
I didn't take them out. I could only see them being a problem from here forward.
And do one out, then we come in and engage whichever one stays for the one to come back, and we can take them one at a time.
Gonna be bait for this? If the bait thinks it's fun, then consider it a game.
I wink at him. I'm like, don't underestimate me, my friend. All right. So what we'll do is I'm going to try to climb my way back up onto the roof from the balcony, trying to be stealthy about it if I can.
Okay.
Plan is to go out towards the front of the temple, maybe a good ways away, and smacking like branches or something against a tree, making a noise. out, or maybe both of them. Who knows?
Oh, he does
Step out.
that. I'll and like, stealthily walk downstairs, I guess, and stay out of sight as they leave, and then maybe like attack one of the or whatnot.
All right.
We're at
+3.
8, man. You should wait until I get one out.
All
It's
right.
much safer because if they spot you, they're both going to turn on you, and then we're going to be separated.
So,
We can do that.
Daoji, go
Both of them
ahead.
outside, then Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check to see if you can get back onto the roof without being seen. Okay, so as you creep back onto the balcony and start slowly climbing your way up the wall, as these guys, they're both kind of hunched over looking at the body, as one of them kind of peers around the first floor. As they're doing this, you quickly leap up, deftly catching the edge of the roof and flipping up onto it unseen.
Perfect. I'm going to head out towards the front of the temple.
All right.
Make my way. Let's say 100 feet away from the entrance,
Okay.
branch or something, and I'm just gonna slam it up against a tree and make a loud whooping noise.
Okay. So you're slamming.
Maybe they can outrun me.
So you're slamming the branch into the tree and making a whooping noise.
I want them to at least hear me and know there's something out here.
Okay. Evens or odds?
Evens, my friend.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Natural 20.
Okay, and you said evens? Okay, so as you do this and start hooping, you see uh, you watch the front door push open as you see the red creature coming out and peering around, looking and spotting you as it leaves the church, starting to make its way towards you.
I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna call out to it and say, "Hey there, friend. Do you understand me?"
It says something in a language you don't understand as it approaches.
No. Wait for it to get about just outside of 30 feet, moving back towards the tree line.
Okay, so when it gets about 30 feet to you, you're going to move backwards?
I'm just moving away from it.
Okay.
If it starts running at me, I'm gonna start running away.
Alright. So as you're kiting this thing along, Arthur, what are you doing?
I'm kind of observing from the top floor balcony, I guess.
Alright, you see this
How far up is the balcony from the ground level, though?
about 30 feet, I think it is. It's a decent height.
Okay. Yeah, want to stay hidden, though. Like,
Right, so go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Closet.
I'm sorry?
I just said stay in the closet.
Okay.
Don't leave.
I see this monster walking off towards Daoji.
Okay, so you see, as you peer out, you see this hulking blue creature has stayed behind. As it looks at the body of the red one, it starts moving around the first floor, opening some of the doors and peering inside before moving to the next. And it starts making its way upstairs. You're just trying to stay hidden?
I'm coming back.
Okay.
Not right now, but I will be.
Alright, so you're trying to stay hidden, Arthur? Is that right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled a 18.
Yeah. So this creature starts making its way up to the second floor, and it pushes open the closet door, and you kind of push yourself behind some of the robes and garments that whoever used to worship here would have worn. As the creature peers in, it glances around for an uncomfortable amount of time, it seems, before finally moving away, leaving the door open. You can hear it, after a moment, opening the door across the way, peering into the library, before you can hear more
Yeah.
heavy footsteps going back down the stairs.
Mm, I'm gonna focus really hard and listen really, really hard to see if I can keep um tracking what's going throughout the house or the temple.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, I studied all your moves, Sonya.
16? Okay. Yeah, so you hear the heavy footsteps going back down the stairs, and Daoji, at this point, like you're just kind of tagging this thing along as it,
My plan is to take it at least 300 feet into the woods if I can. Is it stealth? Rush my ass back to the temple. Just at least a couple of rounds of alone time with this guy.
okay. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to catch you. So as you're like tagging this thing
Lose
along,
him. If I can lose him successfully, then he'll be looking in the woods for a longer period of time.
hmm
My
so
idea.
yeah, you lead him off into the woods, and since he's on you and like currently, well, trying to catch you, go ahead and roll stealth. But I'm gonna say at disadvantage.
All right.
17.
17.
Yeah, okay, that'll do
Okay.
it. So as you lead this guy around, you just eventually sprint off, full movement away from this guy, and then like hide, rushing up into a like climbing up into a tree as this thing starts looking around for you. But it's lost you. You can tell it's not finding you.
Perfect. At this point, I'm making haste back to the temple so we can engage this thing as soon as possible.
Okay. Yeah, as you
And try to
make your
signal Arthur or anything, he'll know when I start fighting
yeah,
because I should be fighting first anyway.
and Arthur, as you listen, you can hear the heavy footsteps start to. From what you can tell, it doesn't seem like they eventually fade. And it doesn't seem like they went towards the western end of the house. It seems like they went towards the exit. Well, the temple, rather. It seems like they went towards the exit and stepped outside.
Okay.
And Daoji, as you approach back towards the temple, you can see this great blue hulking mass of muscles standing outside the door, peering into the dark. At this point, it would be darkness.
All right.
Stealth walked up and shank his ass.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I can close the distance so I can kick his ass.
Okay, go ahead and roll another stealth roll. See if that works.
The bass.
Okay, yeah. So,
Rolling +9 is fucking awesome.
all right, let's go ahead and jump back into initiative. You'll get a bonus round.
I want us to re-roll.
Yeah.
New combat, new life.
Yes. 2.
You're so fast.
All right. So that'll be. Okay. All right. So Daoji, in the darkness, you creep up until you're easily within distance of this guy. What are you gonna do?
Door is open behind him, correct?
Yes, he hasn't been closing any of the doors he's been going into.
I jump in front of him and I'm gonna try to. This isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna try to throw him back into the temple.
All right. Go ahead and roll for it.
Close. Alright. $16 hit.
Let me check this armor's class. Yes, 16 does hit. Oh, that's not the music I wanted. My bad. Where did that go? We'll just do this one. Tried and true. Okay, so 16 hits. Yeah.
That's
The
a DC 14
The
strength
13
saving
does,
throw.
yes. Okay, so 3 of those hit, and oh shit, you got a crit. Nice.
Yes.
DC 14, you said? Strength?
DC 14 strength.
Okay. 3 of them, right?
Those he needs to make.
Yep, okay, he failed 2 of them.
What's the damage for crits?
What I do is you double the damage roll, the dice roll.
It's plus 5 or 10.
I normally just do your normal modifiers, but the dice roll is doubled.
That's okay then. That should be 4d6 plus. Right. Right. Same you said. So it's not 2 1d6 plus 5. It's just 2d6 plus 5, right?
Yeah, so like you'd roll, if you got the crit and it's a 1d6, you'd roll the d6 and double what you get.
Add modifier.
Yeah.
29 damage.
29, alright.
His ass back. Can I actually throw his ass back 15 and then run forward and throw his ass back 15 again?
Yeah, you can do that.
I really want to do it. Like, do that and then close the door behind me real quick, and then run forward and do it again if that's at all possible.
Shh. You probably can't close the door because I'd say that'd be like you'd have to take an action to interact with it.
Fair enough.
Daoji,
I'm gonna throw that 30 feet back.
aka Tony Jaw.
Alright, so as you rush up to this huge creature, punch it right in the gut, and it's like completely shocked as you just send it back 15 feet. As you just leap forward with another punch, sending it back again. This thing not ready for you as you strike it again your final few times. And you see like whelps forming, blood starting to come out of its nostril.
Great. I gotta start using more kicks.
Alright. So, Arthur, you hear the
Commotion.
You hear a
of
commotion
battle.
downstairs as there's a pattering of feet and like heavy, heavy footfalls as something seems to be getting tossed around.
Right. Out along. I am going to walk to the top of the stairs. I'm assuming there's stairs that lead down into the room they're in, right?
Yeah.
Walk up to the top of the stairs, and I'm gonna draw my sword from my back, rotate the handle a little bit. It looks like it rotates, and as I do that, I'm holding it upside down. You just see little red liquid slowly cover the blade from the hilt all the way downwards. Going to say Engreispiel Iva, and the flame. I used my Crimson Right to do this, and this word. I gotta read it.
That's fine.
You learn to invoke the right of blood magic within your weapon at the cost of your own vitality. Choose to learn one of the primal rights, which right now I'm using flame, which my right damages fire.
Okay.
Which health do I lose? That's what I need to know. To find out where I wrote it down at. Okay, so it's 1d8 right now.
So you lose a D8 of health?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that. Alright, so you lose 3 health.
Lose 3 temporarily.
And so what does this do? You do
that
additional
comes-
fire damage?
1d8 of fire damage
Okay.
extra.
Nice.
To me, as soon as the 3 health I just lost
Mm-hmm.
comes back to me as soon as the flame goes away, pretty much whenever I turn it off.
Oh, okay. So it's like a temporary loss.
Up that type of stuff. So
It's an additional 1d4 if you're going off the Blood Hunter class page.
level 10, so it's 1d8. I'm level 10.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I see. You're right.
All right. So you do that, and I'm assuming that takes like an action to do.
Crimson Right is an action.
Okay, so you watch as he goes to the top of the stairs, and the blade is covered in this red liquid, which immediately ignites into a flame.
Sick.
So now we're down to this creature,
And
which is.
That was a surprise round, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's right. So we're back up to. There's Daoji, then Arthur. So. Okay.
I rolled really low. I think Arthur has first initiative.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong initiative. My bad. Arthur's first. So you can go ahead and go again, Arthur.
yeah, I'm gonna walk on down those stairs, and I'm gonna fucking swing at this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my. A6 for the first one. Both attacks. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
And 14 for the second swing.
The 14 does not manage to hit him. The 26
Okay.
does.
Alright, so.
All right, so it's the D10 and then the fire damage, so
And-
that's a total of 13. All right, so as you rush up, slashing into this thing's backside, as
12
it's-
damage.
Oh, 12, my bad. Slashing into this thing's backside, as it's facing Daoji. You swipe again, but it turns and throws its arm up, catching your blade with the bone hooks coming out of the back of its hand and parrying it away. Is that the end of your turn?
Or no, I want to examine this thing.
Um,
I want to know what it is.
it's very similar to the last one you examined, but rather than being, but I mean, it's quite a bit larger and more muscular.
They're calling this species a berserker.
But he does, man. He tries to understand monsters and everything.
Examine it when
Flaw
it's
mode.
done.
And what was your
You're,
armor class?
you're
again,
starting to
Daoji?
notice.
That was 16.
16. Okay.
You're starting to notice one of his flaws. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy.
So,
Front of it and punching shit across the room. So
Daoji, this creature brings down its gaping maw, biting you, like right across, like as you punch it, it just bites your arm, starts ripping and tearing, tearing a huge chunk of
17.
17? Yeah, it rolled a 20. Tearing a huge chunk of flesh out. You suffer 17 points of damage from that crit. Luckily enough, as it goes to bring down its two massive arms down, you dodge out of the way, fists up, ready to go.
I look over at Arthur. I'm like, man, I'm lucky I have any meat on my bones.
All right.
Hurting?
Daoji, it's your turn.
And to try to knock this thing down. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and do that.
Okay.
Normal attacks. Miss.
That'll hit.
15 hits. Cool.
And
2 flurry of blows attacks hits.
yeah, definitely.
3d6 plus 5, 10, 15.
And what's he got to make?
Oh shit. Damage.
So
I forgot
just
to add it.
Add an extra 10 to that, eh? So 25.
Yeah, so 25 damage. 14 DC dexterity save. 2 of 'em.
Dexterity. Okay.
I need to start using my quarter stuff.
Passes the first one and passes the second one. All right. So, as you quickly just swing once at this thing, it turns and you hit like right on the bone of its shoulder, which just kind of bounces your blow away from it. Doesn't do much. But the next one's right in the face before finishing off kicking at his knees, which
Okay.
don't even bend under the pressure. You can feel cracking under your boot, but it doesn't manage to knock him down.
Can you let me know if they ever roll crits on me? Because I'm probably going to luck
Yeah,
most of my crits.
sorry, I forget about luck.
I'll take this one. No problem. Just next time.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. And that was 25 damage total. All right. So, back up to Arthur.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking roll to hit again.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, both of those will
And
hit.
second one, 24. All right, nice. Is 14 damage for my first attack. Second, so 29 damage total.
Okay. Alright, so this thing turns, slashing into Daoji. Daoji retaliating you. 2 quick stabs into its back as it rears up, screaming out in a unfamiliar language. Turns towards you, Arthur.
About this.
Okay. It turns and bites at you, but you quickly sidestep away. But it seemed to be anticipating this as it sweeps across with its 2 hooks, cutting straight across, like an X, straight across your chest for a total of 19 damage.
Ooh.
And that's the end of its turn. Daoji?
Once again, seeing Arthur take another pretty nasty hit, and knowing that we're going to be fighting another one of these things, I want to try to put myself, in its line of sight. I don't want to be try to hit Arthur. I want to try to put myself in front of him at all times.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm going for that knockdown again.
Alright.
To hit
15 hits.
15 hits, right?
Alright, swallow those hit.
D6 plus 20, or 46 plus 20.
God damn.
And he needs to make 2 dexterity saving throws because I'm trying to knock him down.
Alright. Yeah, you knock him down. So, as you quickly spin, getting back in front of Arthur, just a flurry of blows, and just a flurry of blows and kicks. Your first one striking right across his jaw. Second one, kneeing this thing right in the chest. As you go and spin, knocking its legs out from under it, and finishing off with a blow to the head. This thing's down and it's not getting back up.
Did it fail the first?
I didn't even roll because you killed it.
Oh, perfect. All right, I punched my fist so hard it just jams into its carapace.
You knocked him down, all right.
Yeah, I go whoa, and I drive my fist so hard into its face that it just goes.
Yeah, pretty much. You did that thing where you pushed its nose bone into its brain.
And I do that thing where I'm like my whole body is shaking and it slowly stops, and I just stand up and look over at Arthur and I'm like, thumbs up.
Arthur gives you a gruff look and thumbs up. Like you would see in Roman Emperor before they're deciding like a thumbs up, thumbs down. He gives you like one of those shaky thumb things.
All right, we killed that thing pretty quick. We should probably try to get into a position to jump the next one if we can.
Take that time to prepare.
I'm going to walk up and I'm going to take out my field knife again. I want to examine this one.
Okay.
We can do this damn thing.
Do better.
Go ahead and roll another investigation check.
Might help us for what I'm about to try to do. And plus 14.
14. All right.
Roll
so
higher on these.
As you look over this creature,
Health back, so
you see underneath its hooks, there are like these grooves, and you can see a strange as you run your knife through it, a strange liquid kind of emerges from these grooves.
All right, so I'm going to try and capture some of this liquid in like a vial. I'm going to take a vial out of roll of empty vials in my alchemist kit. I'm going to take a small
Okay.
vial and fill it with this liquid.
Okay.
Also going to cut one of its eyeballs out and take that as well.
All right. Go ahead and roll a survival check just to make sure you don't fuck it up. Since you know,
Test failed. Got poison in eye.
since you know what you want to give
19.
relatively, yeah. With ease, you actually like cut into its hand, and extract some of this liquid, enough for a vial, and then you pop out one of its eyes and secure it.
We have time to take a short rest.
No. Either hide or kill this thing.
Take this.
Yeah, I
think
think
I
we can deal
figured
with
these
it
things
too.
out.
What did you find out?
Definitely fiend-based. They're ghouls, essentially. Seems to be a pack leader of some sorts.
Here's what we can do. I back up and maybe duck inside the library completely out of view. The roof. We're gonna wait for this thing to come back in, and we're just gonna rinse and repeat.
You want me to go up to the library?
You need to be completely out of view. Just jump down and do this. Do what you do.
All right, I can handle that.
And the flame on my blade went out as soon as the creature fell.
Right. So you
By the
regained
way.
those 3 hit points.
Gave them back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just keep my sword in my hands.
Okay. And I think that's probably where we're going to wrap it up for the night, fellas. With you guys laying an ambush for this last fella.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to keep going, but I've got a few things I got to wrap up before the night's over.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely look forward to continue next
Pick
week.
that up next Sunday.